And now, please remain standing for the performance of the national anthem by Charles Boomer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight and o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
What a great rendition. Please be seated. My name is Dr. Audrey Trotter, Interim Vice President of Student Services at Merritt College. And it is with pleasure that I say good afternoon to the college president, Dr. Norma Ambrose-Galaviz, members of the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Dr. Jose M. Ortiz, esteemed faculty, administrators, staff, family and friends, and most importantly, class of 2014.
As president of Merritt College, I want to welcome everyone to this wonderful event celebrating the accomplishments of our students and their families. I have the pleasure of introducing the Honorable Meredith Brown, our Vice President of the Peralta Community College Board of Trustees, and Dr. Tae-Soon Park, President of the Merritt College Academic Senate.
Thank you very much, President Ambrose-Galaviz, Chancellor Ortiz, the esteemed faculty, my colleagues, trustees, and this class of 2014, and your families, your friends, your support. My colleague Abel Guillen is listed as giving the address, but had a sprained ankle and couldn't be here. So I am standing in his stead, and I didn't have prepared remarks, so I'm going to tell you how I see what I see tonight and what I know to be the truth. You are, in no short order of the term, extraordinary. Not just because you have achieved your academic goals and come through a journey of overcoming obstacles and challenges that you may not have foreseen, but which you bested with amazing grace and determination. And not just because you have the support and love of your family, your friends, your husbands, wives, partners, children, and your communities. But you are extraordinary because you are the future. You are the now and the tomorrow. You are the hope of this community, this city, this state, this country, and the entire world. Without you, we can't go forward. And you took up the mantle, and you set goals, and you reached them, and congratulations. What I see are bright, shining, brilliant stars that are going to light the way for a better tomorrow. And in closing, I will quote from the Buddha, whom I look to as one of the examples of wisdom in our society. The Buddha said, "A wise man is not called wise because he talks and talks again, but if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he in truth may be called wise." You are fearless. You are not afraid of saying you want something, you want more, and you have achieved it. And congratulations to all of you and your families, and thank you for having the courage to set a dream and to reach it. Congratulations to the class of 2014.
Good afternoon, everybody. Graduating class of 2014, family, friend, faculty, staff, administration, and guests. We are here to congratulate the graduating class of 2014. Graduates, be proud of yourself. You have all worked so hard and achieved your goals. Thank your family, friends, and whoever helped you to get here. Today represents a new beginning. You may transfer to a four-year university or find a job with your new certificate. Whichever path you choose, have the courage to follow your dream, your passion, your heart, and intuition. Always be willing to take risks and never doubt about yourself. Be persistent, be sincere, and keep your personal integrity. Whatever happens, do your best and move forward, and amazing things will happen. Have faith in yourself and who you are. Friends, faculty, staff, administration, and guests, let us give our hand to the graduating class of 2014 and the families. Congratulations. Thank you.
As president of Merritt College, I have the honor of recommending each year to the chancellor a student with a record of active participation and leadership in extracurricular activities, along with maintaining academic excellence for the Chancellor's Trophy. I now welcome Dr. Jose Ortiz, Chancellor, to come forward and join me in presenting the President's Medallion Award. This year, our recipient for Merritt College is Ms. Dominique Dunlap.
Academic tradition requires that we recognize students who distinguish themselves by achieving the highest honors of scholarship in the graduating class. These individuals are honored having achieved the highest academic GPA of 4.0. It is now my honor to recognize two of those outstanding achievers for the class of 2014. First, I would like to honor our salutatorian, Patrick Francis Kilgallen. Patrick Kilgallen was born in 1968 in the Bronx, New York, and was the older of two boys. As a child, he was placed in special education for a behavioral disability, and throughout the rest of his school years, he was unable to find his niche for a firm academic foundation. Consequently, he lost all confidence in his ability to achieve anything meaningful scholastically. At the beginning of his junior year in high school, he dropped out and left home. He then decided to serve his country, which required a high school diploma. While working two jobs, he completed his requirements by taking classes at night. He entered the U.S. Army as an infantry rifleman at Fort Benning, Georgia. After boot camp, he volunteered and completed selection for the U.S. Army Airborne Rangers. He served 5 years with that unit, but during combat operations, he was critically wounded and received a medical retirement for his physical injuries. Unbeknownst to him at the time, he had also received trauma to his mental health that culminated 5 years ago. He became homeless on the streets of San Francisco with a complete psychotic break from reality and was in the grips of an alcohol dependency. At that time, his faith felt broken, too broken to be fixed. How did Patrick come to be here today? Just by grace. The grace he is referring to is now being recognized for academic excellence as the salutatorian for the Merritt College class of 2014. That grace also gave him the strength to make decisions, to ask for help, and to accept that help. The willingness to show up even when challenged with depression and anxiety, and the resolution to no longer let the circumstances of his past define him. Taking one day at a time, the faith that he holds on today is that he is safe, saved, and loved. He believes that his greatest asset is the humility he found in realizing that he did not do this by himself. He would like to thank Tanya Ilarde, Nancy Roche, Todd Johnson for having more faith in him than he had in himself and guiding him to succeed academically. He would also like to acknowledge his love and respect for the brothers who came to cheer him on tonight. They've been in his corner unconditionally throughout his extraordinary pursuit. Lastly, he thanks the student body of Merritt College for making him a part of the diversity of higher education in Oakland and for showing him that education is ours for the taking. Salutatorian Patrick Francis Kilgallen, please step forward to receive your Medal of Honor.
Thank you so much. You want me to take my hat off? Thank you, ma'am.
We are also honoring our valedictorian, Kathleen Ann Olbachson. Kathleen Olbachson started her successful journey in higher education at Merritt College in the summer of 2011. After overcoming many obstacles in her life, Kathleen decided to attend college at the suggestion of her best friend. To Kathleen's surprise, she achieved all A's in her first semester in college. With determination and persistence, she continued to maintain all A's throughout her academic career while simultaneously balancing the demands of being the mother of 4 children and wife to her husband, Robert. Tonight, Kathleen is graduating with an Associate of Arts degree in Social Behavior Sciences with a 4.0 GPA and will transfer to Mills College in the fall. Tonight, she is graduating as the valedictorian of Merritt College of the class of 2014. Please come forward and join me in welcoming words from our valedictorian, Kathleen Olbitson.
Hello. Thank you. Good evening. I love you too. Good evening, students, friends, family, faculty, and staff. I want to thank you all for attending and sharing this moment with the students who have worked so incredibly hard to get where they're sitting right now. Let's give them a big round of applause. As I stand before you, this experience is quite not yet set in. I feel like I'm dreaming. The reality of achieving such an honor is such an accomplishment that at one point in my life never seemed possible. Whoever thought a high school dropout could become valedictorian? I come from a blue-collar family from the Midwest, and I thought my only goal in life was to marry a man and bear his children. I was never taught the importance of education or the true value of being a successful woman. So I married young, had 2 children, and became a victim of domestic violence. It took me 8 years to escape that violence, but escaping is not something that I had done. No, I created a new problem for myself: addiction. This was my answer to solving all my pain. I lost 10 years of my life trying to shove all the resentment, anger, and self-loathing as far down as I could. I got pregnant with my 3rd child, and I was homeless, living motel to motel, addicted, and pregnant. What a wonderful predicament I got myself into that time. Through the grace of God, I found help in an amazing program called Second Chance. They gave me that, a second chance. In September, I will have 6 years sober. Shortly after that, I became pregnant again, and we moved into transitional housing, and eventually got permanent housing in East Oakland. One day, I found myself angry with the life decisions I had made, surrounded by urban decay, and living month to month on welfare. I had to find a solution. I come way too far to give up now. My best friend Elizabeth, hi Liz, are you here? Had told me that she had started community college, and instead of sitting around the house feeling sorry for myself, I should try college too. At first I was scared and I was unsure, and definitely worried that I wasn't smart enough to go to college. But what I did know is I was tired of the life I had led, and I needed a change. The first semester went by, and I got A's, and the next semester came, and I had the same result. Each semester was challenging, and I had stayed up many nights after my children had went to bed, never missing an assignment, and I continued to succeed. I became determined determined to be the best for the first time in my life. Thank you. One day I got a call from my EOPS counselor, Charles Kennedy. Rest in peace. He had told me he had nominated me to be an employee as a peer advisor in EOPS. I couldn't believe it. So much that I almost didn't accept this offer. I pondered over it and even said, no way. I can't compete with these other students. Who am I? But when I woke up one day and I said, Kat, why not take this challenge? The worst I could say is no. It was time to start taking advantages of the opportunities that were coming my way with my success. So I showed up and I did the interview and I waited and I waited and I waited. 3 weeks had went past and no call. I was starting to feel discouraged, but at least this time it felt different. I had tried. That was something new that I had experienced, and it felt good. Finally, Judy called me and told me I got the job, and I raised my fist in the air and was like, hell yeah! I couldn't believe it. I had a job at a college. This job allowed me to connect with the students who were as disadvantaged as me. We had a connection, and we were able to form a bond. I learned to motivate, encourage, and uplift students. I wanted them to feel important. I wanted to show them the strength that I had found. Through these students, I was able to find myself, my true self. From that experience, I knew what I was meant to do. I meant to empower others. In the fall, I'll be transferring to Mills College to obtain my bachelor's degree in psychology. When I was admitted, I was blessed with a full ride. My hard work and determination has paid off. I'm graduating with a 4.0. I will take my experiences that I've learned at Merritt College, and yet continue to succeed no matter where I go. I've been given the tools needed to succeed. Merritt College has taught me many things: how to become a leader and a role model, how to help others and build lifelong friendships. I've learned how to take opportunities that have come my way and to try things that are outside of my comfort zone. Merritt College has taught me how to enjoy my education and grow rich from the information that I've been given. And most of all, I've learned to live out my dreams, because if you cannot imagine them, you cannot accomplish them. I want to take the time to thank the students, my friends, every professor that has enriched my mind, EOPS, Merit Works, my husband and family, and most of all, my children. They are my motivation every day. I want to give them a better life, and with my education, this will happen. If you take anything from what I've shared with you today, just remember that your past doesn't define who you are. You can have many chapters throughout your life, and sometimes your story ends with a happy ending. Thank you so much for listening and letting me share my experience with you. Congratulations, Merritt College, class of 2014. We did it.
Let us again congratulate our valedictorian, salutatorian, and the President's Medallion Award winners. Many of the students honored here this afternoon have already received various scholarships and awards. Merritt College staff and students celebrated these achievements at the annual Associated Students of Merritt College Awards Banquet held this year on Wednesday, May 14, 2014.
Isn't Merritt College a fantastic place where tradition and non-traditional pathways meet and students achieve academic excellence toward their dreams. In that, I would like to take a moment and give you another example of a Merritt College success story. Our keynote speaker this evening is Mr. Otis Bruce. He was born in a small town referred to as So-So, Mississippi. That's right, So-So, S-O-S-O. That is spelled correctly. It also had about 500 people as the population of that town. Mr. Bruce dreamed of becoming a lawyer at the age of 14. During his childhood, he saw a need in his local community and vowed that he would one day be a lawyer, serving his community. After high school, he moved to the Bay Area and started his education at Merritt College and transferred to San Jose State University, in which he majored in criminal justice administration. Interesting enough, he has a very similar background as mine. Our speaker initially planned to become a San Jose police officer, but decided to pursue his dream again as becoming a lawyer. He started law school at Hastings, but unfortunately had to stop because of financial difficulties and family circumstances. Life happens. Eventually, he completed his legal studies and decided to become a change agent in all places, Merritt County. In 1986, where he, again, found no African American attorneys in Marin County. He started working in Marin County as a volunteer law clerk. In 1995, he was hired full-time and became, in their history, the first Black deputy district attorney. He became active in many Marin civil groups in order to get to know the community and integrate his family into the living of Marin. In 2011, he was sworn in as Marin County's Bar Association's first African American and ethnic minority president in its 76-year history, a major first. So again, the Merritt College success stories. Please join me in welcoming the supervising deputy district attorney for Marin County and our Merritt College alum, Mr. Otis Bruce, Jr., Esquire.
Good evening. I'm so elated that the Board of Trustees and the distinguished faculty and staff and the students of this great community college invited me to come speak to you all as a commencement speaker. I had initially thought they got it wrong because I said, well, I'm not a Barack Obama or Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa or anybody along those lines. I'm just a brother doing what I have to do while I got a life and time to do it. And second, I thought about, I go, well, they asked a lawyer to come do a commencement speak. Do they know how much our lawyer get paid by the word? We could be here all night, but that is not my charge. My charge is to inspire you. I'd like to first extend my thank you to the Peralta College District Chancellor, Dr. Ortiz, the Deputy Chancellor, the Board of Trustees, College President Norma Ambris Galavis, the Merritt College distinguished faculty and staff and administration, and most of all, I'd like to extend my thank you to the class of 2014. you will allow me, I want to give a couple of special thanks. One special thanks I want to give to is a young brother who is a part of the graduating class, and his fiance, Terrell Hegler. He's one of my mentees, and his lovely fiance, Deputy Attorney General Venus Johnson. And I also want to give special thanks to Professor Margaret Dixon and her faculty, and the staff and the public safety officers, because they have invited me to come back to Merritt College on several occasions to speak to the student bodies on several functions. So the theme for this program is the celebration of your journey to creating your future. I thought that was a very good theme that they selected. I've been asked to share some words of encouragement, wisdom, reflections on my personal and professional experiences that have led to my so-called noteworthy academic and career successes. I am indeed humbled and blessed and highly favored. My remarks will set the stage. That's what they asked me to do, to provide a unique opportunity for you graduates and the families and friends to reflect on the milestones of your academic success. And more importantly, they asked me to tell you that Merritt College, one of the Peralta colleges, community colleges, was the main reason that I'm standing here right now telling you that I was academically successful. Now, what is a commencement speaker supposed to do? Well, I had to look that one up. I go make sure I know what I'm supposed to be talking about. What it said is, commencement speech is less bound by the structure found in other forms of public addresses, like eulogies or wedding ceremonies. The speaker accordingly enjoys a unique freedom to express himself or herself, and simply given the opportunity to share their experience, value, and advice. The precise form is up to the speaker, and this affords the speaker a platform to say amazing and unlimited things. Now, I got the floor. Let me share something with you all. I want to share some anecdotes, some points of light, some words of influence. And some of you are going to be touched by what I have to say. And some of you are going to be moved by what I have to say. And quite a few of you are going to remember what I said at the end of this address. I looked up a couple of quotes that I remember reading when I was in high school. One was by Harry Truman, and he said, men, and I would add women and all of us, make history, and not the other way around. In periods where there is no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better. John F. Kennedy said this: when written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of two characters. One represents danger, the other represents opportunity. President Obama said this: if you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you will make progress. So thus, here's my words to you all. You're going to have to cross a lot of bridges in life. You're going to have to walk up to and face a lot of bridges in life. In your pursuit of happiness, your pursuit of life experiences, your pursuit of education beyond your accomplishments right now. The question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do when you walk up to that bridge? As you know, when you get on a bridge, you don't know if that bridge is stable. All you know is trusting that it's going to hold up until you get across to the next side. You're going to have to ask yourself, what are you going to do once you're on that bridge of opportunity? What are you going to do with your education of opportunity that's been presented to you that you have accomplished at Merritt College? What are you going to do after you cross that bridge and you are successful in life and you stand on the other side and you look back? Well, I'm going to tell you this. I want to tell you about the bridge of opportunity that happened for me. I was born in the South. My mother raised 6 children by herself. I'm the oldest of 6 children. I grew up in a 3-bedroom shack in a little town outside of Laurel, Mississippi, with no restroom. It was an opportunity where I realized that I had a mother who was taking care of 6 children, being a domestic, and she had a hump in her back so serious that it impacted me as the youngest of 6 children. And I realized that I had been influenced by my grandparents, my grandfather specifically, who was a sharecropper. In my days at 15, 16, 17 years old, was working in a quarter-horse stable after work, before school and after work. I was part of the segregation or the desegregation of the schools where they closed my all-black school when I was a little kid and bused us 18 miles to the predominantly white school. And when I got there, I started realizing that I had to seek out mentors like my grandfather. My grandfather always said, you gotta cast your net wide and deep. You get more fish that way. My grandfather said, you gotta learn to take the cream off the top of your cup and let it rise. You know, when you get cream in the top of your cup, you got more than you need. You gotta take it off so you can share with others and you can reach back. He also said that when you have an opportunity to succeed, when you have an opportunity to represent yourself, you have to learn to stand up, speak up, and shut up. So there's a grandfather talking to a young kid from the time he's 8 all the way to the time he's 17. So those words of wisdom and influence I applied all the way through my life up until now at 56 years of age. I didn't learn any of that in college. I didn't learn any of that through any academic institution I was in, but I applied those principles. So when I got out of high school, I caught a Greyhound bus, and I looked at my mother, and I said to her, I'm gonna make you proud that you gave birth to me and you brought me in this world. And when I was a young kid, I spent time with the elders, and they used to always say, like someone would say to you, oh, that boy loves to talk, or that kid can sing, or that kid can write, or that kid is good in math, that kid is good in science. Those are the seeds of influence that set you on your journey to your successes. Whether you're good in math, science, engineering, a lawyer, or speaking, right now, somebody influenced you that way. That happened to me. So when I got out of high school, the first thing someone said, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna be a lawyer. It was already encoded in my mind through my grandparents that that's something I should be doing. I should be standing here speaking to you all. I should be in Marion County seeking truth and justice as a prosecutor some 30, 40 years later. So what I did is I came here and I sought out an opportunity at a community college where I found out I can get 2 years of college education practically free. Because I was told by the white counselor at my high school that she could help me get a job at the local chicken poultry factory skinning chickens like she helped my cousins. I said, no. So you know what happens when someone faces you and you're not liking the vibe, the feeling in front of you? You take a couple steps back, right? So I took 2 steps back on her. I went to California, pursued Merritt College, met Dr. Ken Giles, who influenced me to pursue my dream in the Criminal Justice Administration Department. After graduating from Merritt College, I found out that I had the GPA to transfer to Cal Berkeley. But I was so focused on trying to make something out of myself because I had promised my mother that I would build her a home once I got to a certain point in my life. And believe me, right now, she has that home. So when I left Merritt College, Dr. Ken Giles said, go to San Jose State. It's a good program down there. And what I'm saying to you is that each part of your journey across that bridge in your journey to create your future, you got to look at the waters and pick out mentors. You got to pick out pearls of wisdom. And you got to mentor someone else. You have to give back to someone else along your journey to your success as you are crossing that bridge in your journey to your future. So when I got to San Jose State, I sought out mentors, Mr. Bill Carter and Dr. Steve Milner. And Dr. Steve Milner used to call me the brother from Mississippi. And I told him, he would say, let's see what the brother from Mississippi have to say. So once I finished, about to graduate from Merritt College, I was going to become a police officer to fund my education to become a lawyer. And Dr. Milton said, brother, you are too serious of a brother and dedicated to be a police officer. You should be a lawyer because there are not too many black attorneys in this Bay Area. So I told Dr. Milton, I never heard the word minority until I came to California. Because in Mississippi, we're all majority. There was the white people, the Choctaw Indians, and the African Americans. I never heard the word. So while at Merritt College, I pursued my academic opportunities at law school. I only applied to 2 law schools. That's how focused I was. I applied to Santa Clara University and Hastings College of the Law. Hastings said, come on with us. So I went to Hastings in San Francisco, and when I got there, I realized I wasn't ready for law school. I was too much on that lane of journey to create my own success. And they told me, after I tried to explain my personal situation, I had the determination and the will, because people have believed in me, I wanted them to believe in me. But this professor at Hastings College of the Law told me, maybe being a lawyer is not for you, Mr. Bruce. You should probably choose another career. And what I say, when someone confronts you, that vibe is not right, I took 2 steps back on him. And I told him, I said, listen, sir, I'm not going to mention his name. I said, you don't have a right in these United States to determine no man or woman's future, no man or woman's destination. I will be a lawyer, and I will be one of the best lawyers in the Bay Area, and I can't wait to rise up in the court against some of your Hastings graduates. And when I told him that, I said, this is America, man, land of the free, home of the brave. You can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere. I will pursue my law degree. They told me not to come back to Hastings. I said, that's okay. I waited a little bit, and I went around the corner, and I found me a night law school, and I continued on my journey to creating my success. And when I finished that law school, I looked around the Bay Area, so I'm telling you these little insights, these little codes of insight, so you can think about what you need to do with that successful community college distinguishable education you got now. You have to be a fighter. You can't give up. I looked around the Bay Area, and I saw that all the African-American attorneys, mostly were in Oakland, Sacramento, LA, San Francisco. And I said, well, who are going to the rich communities? Because that's where all the people who are running the law firms and the DA's office, the public defender, they lived in the rich communities. So I went there because my grandfather said, you cannot have no fear of man or woman, but you have to respect man or woman, but do not fear another human being. You got to respect another human being because you have a right to be here. So when I went to Merritt College, I found out they had no African-American public defenders, DAs, county councils, city attorneys. And I told my wife, we're going to have to change that because those people are making good money, and I think we deserve one of those jobs. So I pursued that. Some people say you have to wait for a rainy day. I'm not waiting for a rainy day. You should not wait for a rainy day. Your forecast should be 100% sunshine and make it rain. So when I pursued that, some of the brothers in the Bay Area told me, man, they would never hire you in Marin County because you don't know anybody, you have no connections, you have no friends, you have no family. That's a rich community, predominantly white. I've applied there 8, 9, 10 times. I never got a call back. But they want Otis Bruce. They want a brother from Mississippi. They want the kids that I'm mentoring to now who are coming up out of Merritt College. They're going to be the next Dr. Ortiz, Dr. Galvez, all the distinguished faculty members, because I am a soldier. I'm telling you right now, and I'm not afraid to tell you I'm humble. I'm a combination of all the people that you read about. I'm a combination of Barack Obama. I'm a combination of Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, W.E. Du Bois, Nelson Mandela. I'm a combination of all those brothers. They all live beside me. So when I pursued that goal, my goal was to make history. And this obviously, that doesn't mean anything to me if I can't cross that bridge and teach you and encourage you to stay on your path and cross that bridge. Once you get across that bridge, you got to look back. And why are you looking back? You're looking back to see what you left behind. Because everybody have a goal in life to change life and live it abundantly. We were not created to be homeless. We were not created to be fearful. We were not created to be illiterate, uneducated. We were not created to have no friends, no spouse, no significant others. We were not created to be depressed or losers. We all were created to be winners in life. You have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to be the winner in my circle? Success in life is striving to push through tough times. Someone once said, you are limited more by your beliefs than you are by your actions and your abilities. So I'm going to say to you all right now, today, and as I said yesterday, and I will say tomorrow, you will have many victories. You just can't let defeat have the last word. As you move on, you have to bring it every day. You have to demand the best from yourself first before you turn to other people. And success in life is like this: having a goal to make a difference, a positive contribution, and being a catalyst for change. Whether you're 18 in this room, 25, 30, 40, 50, or 80 years old, you got to ask yourself, who am I and what is my life's purpose? For most of us tonight in this auditorium, our purpose is to leave this world and our communities and our families in a better place than where we found it. So Mahatma Gandhi said this: you must be the change you wish to see in the world. And I'm going to end by saying to you all, the graduating class of 2014, get in your lane of life, your lane of success, your lane of academic pursuit. Stay in it, stay on it, and the people will come, and success will come. You are blessed and highly favored, and the few anecdotes I want to share with you are these. Create your circle of influence. There's not too many people you can put in that circle. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody does not have your back. But the people at Merritt College, the faculties and the trustees and the distinguished chancellor, all these people behind me had your back. Whether it was a 1 year or 2 years or 3 semesters or 4 semesters, that's why you're sitting right here right now. And I say to this, and I want some of you to remember this, those of you who understand street law and street knowledge and academic and success, don't be fooled by this academic regalia that I'm wearing. This is not me. This is who I am right now. If you're going to ask yourself something about you as you pursue your career and your future, ask yourself if you really know what you know and you know what you really know. Do you know what you know? And do you know what you really know? Because once this fails you, you're going to always got to come home. You're going to always turn to your mentors, your family, because that's going to be what you really know. So I say to you, learn to stand up, speak up, and shut up. And this is Otis Bruce Jr., and I approve of this message.
Mr. Bruce, could you please come up to the podium? As one of Merritt's winners and a very, very touching and I think learned type of experience that he has shared with you, we would like to recognize his contribution this evening. And so we'd like to honor him with this recognition. In sincere appreciation for your commitment to the highest standards of excellence through a framework of social justice and education, we'd like to present this recognition for you.